What up, guys? Okay, so continuing on, here's the front of my furnace here. Because I raised the bottom of the furnace up a little bit with that fireproof board, the outside had to come up a little bit. So I added a little board right here. So the basic, it's being raised like that much. So I added a board below there that's screwed and glued, and that's what these screws go into. And then above it, I had to just cut that out. So I cut out a section right there so that this whole thing could go up about 1/2 inch, and then it fits all good now. These tabs will be bent up, and then the screws will go through them. Right now, I'm just test fitting it, so I just have these tabs put up there so that I could fit the furnace back there and get everything test fit before I do it permanent. This cover right here, I'm going to paint it. I'm going to sand it and paint it a nice appliance white, and it's going to be like what you would paint a fridge with. So I've had good success with that paint, so that's what I'm going to use for this door. But for now, just test fitting it, getting it working. Got that taped so the wires stay. Put a new switch on here too. That's a 10 amp kill switch, you know, a reset switch, so that's new as well. But very happy, got all the new stuff in here. That's where my circuit board's going to plug in, and then here's my little cap, little spark plug cap that goes onto that coil on the circuit board. I cut the rubber end off of that so that it could push down more, because the post on my new board's not as high up. So everything fits great. I'm super excited to have heat. Obviously, I'm going to need some heat. So now I'll be going on fixing to the other systems. But yeah, there you go, you guys. This is the Atwood 8535-1, formerly Hydroflame furnace, and we got a whole series of them. If you got questions, go ahead and ask, because I really had to learn a lot about these, and pretty knowledgeable now about this furnace. But anyway, guys, alright, thanks for watching. Peace. Hey people, what up? DJ Darren here, RV Life with DJ Darren. Alright, we're doing a furnace update, and I don't even know where to start. This has been crazy since my last video. Let's just start off by saying this does have a circuit board. I think I left off on my last video, I didn't see a circuit board. Well, I found it, and it was behind the big plastic box that goes on this cover here. And so basically my issue was the blower would go on, but it wouldn't fire up any heat. It was working for a bit, it worked for a week, and then it stopped, and then the blower would just go. So I thought it was the relay. I ordered a new relay, that wasn't it. Okay, basically this furnace, this is a Hydroflame 8535-1, and so it was put in my RV in 88, so probably might be an 86 or 87 model. Basically, the thermostat on this thing grounds the circuit. So to keep it not technical, most other stuff have a positive thermostat, which means positive goes through it, whereas my thermostat just grounds it. When it's a manual click, and it's basically just two wires clicking together, and it grounds the whole circuit, and that's what starts the furnace. And it's called a mechanical thermostat. You couldn't get more basic. It's a little metal winding in there. I'll show you when I get inside. But basically, the relay that I ordered was wrong. You don't want that. That's the 48000 relay. That did not work. That requires a positive thermostat. And also the circuit board that I got did not work. That was the Dinosaur Fan 50 Plus. That board also requires a positive on the thermostat. And I even called Dinosaur Electronics. We tried to get it going. I hooked it up a couple ways. I got it to turn the furnace on, but it did not do the cool down period. So as soon as the mechanical thermostat clicked off, the furnace completely shut down with no cool down period, and it needs 1.5 minutes to blow air through it after the flame's off. It needs to cool it down before it shuts off. So that was no good. So return that, and I'm getting the Dinosaur Electronics UIB post large board, which is going to be a replacement for my board. It'll be exact replacement. So I'll just plug this sucker in, plug this on the post for the igniter, and we're good to go. But I replaced the sail switch is new, and the thermo switch is new in there, and so we're all good. My original relay works, so I couldn't find that anywhere, so we're just keeping that in there. Keeping the old sail switch and the thermo switch as just replacement parts on the road. I replaced this too. This is just a standard 10 amp circuit breaker. So I replaced that, and then we're ready to go now. And so furnace is just ready for the new circuit board, which we're going to order today. I got to go return the other one, and then I'll order the other one. It'll come here soon. I'll get that plugged in, so I can go ahead and begin the installation of this back into my RV. And then from the outside, I'm just going to plug the board in and hook it all up. So that's good. I'll have some heat, and let me show you guys what we're doing inside. Let's see here. Now, there's my thermos. There's where my furnace goes. It sits up pretty good too. The little pegs sit there, so it sits about a little under 2 inches off that. So what I wanted to do, I coated this with spar urethane, and pretty nice, 2 coats. And I even did a test of some wood and to hold a flame to it. I want this flame proof and whatnot. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm making a 22 inch by 22 inch just sheet metal that from Home Depot. You can just get the sheets of metal, you know, kind of pretty thick. So I'm going to cut it 22 by 22 and just have one sheet that goes underneath the furnace. And I'll glue it down and a couple staples, and then I'll feel better. Just feel better at night. And then the rest of this, I went ahead and, you're going to like this, I went ahead and modified this so that now this pulls air. It used to pull air in right here, but what we want to do is pull fresh air in. And so I cut this little vent here, and then I got my vent right here, which will be like this, and then bam, it opens up. And basically there used to be a door right here, and I took the door off, and basically I'm going to have it kind of hidden. I'm going to have like a sliding bamboo mat, and it'll just slide away and you'll be able to get into there. So I want to be able to get into here and slide out an air filter. I'm putting a filter on here. I'm going to cut it. So I got this big filter stuff I'm going to cut, house filter stuff, and put it on there so that I'm going to make a little wood thing so that I can slide the filter in and out, and it'll filter. So the air will come in through here, fresh air come in through here and be pulled. This whole area will be sealed here, and the furnace will pull all of its air from there. And I'll have a secondary one right here that if I want to pull air in here too, I can as well. And I'll have a filter on that as well. So all filtered air for the furnace, but basically I wanted fresh air coming in from the furnace, and I want also fresh air when situations when I want my windows closed, and I want fresh air coming in and it's being pulled from the fans on the roof. I want cold air, I want fresh air coming in from the floor. So this is one of 3 vents that air will be able to close. So when I'm gone, I don't want my AC on and I have roof air. I want it pulling air out of this vent, and it'll come through here. I also have another vent in the back I just made. It's called a register, so a floor register. Just a basic 6x12 floor register. So I made that one right there. And just cut it. You see, I just cut it right into the RV. Look how thick the floor. That's super thick. And I still got to do my cork flooring over that. So that's almost, that'll be 4.5 inches, 5 inches of wood total for floor. But anyway, it's my floor vent right there. And I can close it, open it up. Fresh air will not come into there. And then the next one will be at the front of the RV. So it'll be right there. I'll cut it into there's a 1 vent, 2 vent, 3 vents. So it covers my floor. But really the idea was that I wanted filtered air coming into my heater so that it would be filtered. You know, I don't want dust in there and whatnot. So if I could find my I could find my filter. I don't know where it went. Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry, you guys. I don't know where the filter went. But anyway, so that's the upgrade I'm doing on that. Also, I'm adding a second tube. I got all new tubing material here, and it looked like in the manual the regulations are to for the amount of air that this thing pushes, you're supposed to have four or more of these tubes coming out of that furnace blowing air, and this one only had 3. So that's not good at all. That means it's struggling to push air out. It's not good. It's going to overheat it. So I'm adding another one of these. So I got one coming out here. I'm relocating one coming through there. I got another one coming out right here instead of right here. I don't want it blowing on my electronics. So I don't want heat blowing on my electronics. So they blow out into there. My other one's going to blow out right there. I'm going to cap that one. The other one blow out there. So there's heat blowing out there. And my third one, I'm gonna snake it through there, and then it's gonna come out right there. And so the heat, that'll be the extra one I add. So, and then there's already one going behind all this that goes out into the bedroom too. So 4 of them. So proper 4 of these coming out like it should be. This is minimum, so it could be more, but 4 minimum. So 4 coming out good. And also one thing I did was, it says that every 90-degree turn you make on this, it's 10 feet. It's like adding 10 feet. That means it slows it down. It's like adding 10 feet of tubing that it has to go through. So every 90-degree turn is terrible. So basically I modified this. It used to be coming out here and across there and under, and then it would come up and then go across, come down, and across. So there's 4 right angles. So now I'm inside here. I'm coming up. I'll be coming out right there, going straight across. I'll wrap it straight across, and then I'll go straight across the top and in. So I'm actually eliminating 4 unnecessary right angles that it makes in here. It'll just go straight across the top. So that's genius. And now I'll get a lot more airflow out coming out here, because there was not much airflow, because it's like, damn, 4 right angles. That's like making it go through 40 feet extra of hose. So that's unacceptable. Now we'll have good airflow going through there. It'll go right through there. It'll be all wrapped, insulated, and nice. And then the people will be floor room for people to put their feet, and you won't have this. You won't have that sitting there. It'll be up there. It'll be all wrapped up, and then floor will be all nice and straight. So that's the mod I did. Keeping that though,